Continuing our countdown to coverage of the Xbox Bowl. Great to chat with Arkansas State head football coach Butch Jones for a few minutes. 5 seasons in charge, 3 bowl game appearances, 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Just how big is it to get this program to another bowl game?
Well, it's exciting and it's hard to do. We've been playing FBS football at Arkansas State for 34 years, and this is only the 13th bowl appearance that we will have. So many storylines with this season. If you really look at it coming into the season, 70 newcomers, entire starting defense was not here in the spring. And then you're playing the most challenging non-conference schedule of anybody in the country when you look at 2 Power 4 opponents, a conference champion now in Kennesaw State, and to start 1-4 and then conclude the season 5-2. It has not been done in college football. We're the only program that started 1-4 and then be able to go to a bowl game. So the resolve, the resiliency, so many great storylines with this football team.
And just speaking of that season as a whole, it was really a roller coaster, so to speak. Had the great start against SEMO, little downs against Arkansas, but ups and downs of the season. You mentioned just the resiliency of this group. I mean, how great of a quality did they show just in that regard this whole season?
Never blinked. And I think it's hard to do. That's why we're the only program in the country that was able to overcome the 1-4 start. They just kept believing. And that's our culture. That's a tribute to every player in our program. That's a tribute to our older players as well. And on top of that is only 12th time in the history of college football where a team has won 3 one-point games. So you talk about resolve and resiliency, and every game basically came down to the final play, which I've never been part of a football season. Never been a part of anything like this in all my years of coaching, and probably you haven't been a part of anything as well covering football.
You could say that just because, you mentioned the 3 straight one-point wins where every time you guys got to the fourth quarter, it's like, okay, this is going to be another interesting adventure to see how they're going to pull a win out, and you guys were able to more often than not. Just what was that emotion like on the sideline watching it all unfold night after night, where it just didn't seem, no matter what the opponent, it was going to be another close game, you guys figuring out ways to win games?
Well, it didn't faze our players nor our coaches, and I thought for the most part we were able to execute in critical moments of the game, and we lost a few of those as well. But I think it was very fitting if you really look at the storylines of the entire season, the way the app game came down to the final play of the game. And I think football has a way of evening itself out, and the harder you play, the more the ball bounces your way. And I think this is a football team that, if you really look at it from the all-conference teams, we didn't have a plethora of players on the all-conference team. So we played connected football, we played complementary football, and there was one belief system, and that really kind of was the deciding factor in those close games.
I wanted to spotlight a couple of players. We did this similar last year. I wanted to spotlight somebody on offense, defense, special teams. Offense, Jalen Rayner had a pretty under-the-radar season for folks that didn't realize this, where 3,507 total yards in the season, 6th in A-State history in a single season. He's now 3rd in program history for total offense by a quarterback. Just describe the jump he made from 2024 to 2025.
Well, you're exactly right, and it's been a progression. Now being a 3-year starter, and you look at where he was as a freshman, kind of went through growing pains as a full-time starter his 2nd year, and then also having new players around him in his 3rd year. But he's been very, very consistent. I think the other thing is the toughness, the grit, the determination. He's played with an injury the last 3 games, and he's not blinked, and he's just been the most consistent performer, most consistent practice player that we have in our program.
Talking defensive side of the ball, you guys hit several defensive linemen make the All-Sun Belt team. One of the more interesting stories, DeMarcus Hendricks, Division II guy out of the transfer portal, comes here, first team All-Sun Belt.
Kind of under the radar. We always talk to our players. Our players come here because of our culture. That's why they come to Arkansas State. But I asked our team, you came here for our culture, but have you enhanced our culture? Is our program better because you've been a part of it? DeMarcus Hendricks has made our program better. Again, same quality as Jalen. You know what you're getting every single day. Very, very consistent. He's a member of our leadership committee, and he came in from day one and just worked and really earned the respect of his peers each and every day.
Can't talk about A-State football without special teams. That's really been kind of your guys' ace in the hole these last 5 seasons. Chauncey Cobb, first team All Sun Belt. What has he meant to the program? Everybody's seen what he's been able to make the big jump offensively, but the return game, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season.
One other great storyline that Chauncey really embodies this football team and this football program. Did not play his first 2 years. Did not go in the transfer portal, believed in the program, believed in himself. Teammates believed in him, got an opportunity in the SEMO game, and we saw what he was able to do at receiver. And then we lost Jaquez Cross for the season. He stepped up, and he's first team all conference. And again, he's made a difference for us, but it's the same quality with the other 2 individuals. Consistency and performance every day. You know what you're getting. He's never too high, never too low, and been a consistent performer for us. And I just can't say enough about him because of his perseverance in the program. When a lot of people may have been disappointed, discouraged, left the program, he stayed the course, and now look where he's at.
Bowl games mean always the end of a season, but it's a chance to send the seniors off on a high note. Just how great is it to get come back from the 1-4 start, get to a bowl game, and send seniors out like Corey Rucker and so many others out with one more chance to play.
Well, it's critical and it's vital for your program and for our university. And we talk about a pride of who we are. And I always watch how our former players, when they finish a sentence, do they say "Wolves up"? And to me, that's buy-in, that's belief in your program. You look at that senior class last year, and 4 of them are participating on National Football League rosters right now. And we have 18 graduates. We have 7 that will graduate this week. And so a total of 18. We had 11 before that. So just, it's a tradition, to be able to go as bowl champions, have a great positive experience. But really, I think this season will serve everyone well in their futures down the road, just because of the resolve and the perseverance that this season really required from everyone in our football family.